was part of the process that was an Arabic that Hani sent out last week. Now, I just want to make sure that we don't go back to the drawing board and start all the way from the scratch and use that time to complete the workflow that we started on, which is the process of disclaimer request. So my question is, has anything changed from completing this disclaimer process, or has the entire process been modified?
No, the thing is, we want to start another new service.
Actually, yeah, we completed some of the tasks after the session with you guys.
Sorry, I can't really hear you. You need to speak closer to the mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, now it is better.
Yes. If you're talking about the procedures that you started with us previously, yes, we continued working on them and on other procedure after the session with you. But as of now, as of today, we want to start a completely new procedure, the one that we sent you the flowchart.
And what is the purpose of this new process, and what happened to the old process?
Yeah, we already finished that one. So we already finished that one and another one.
Okay, all right. Mohammed, can you forward that new process to me as well, please?
Yeah, sure.
This is new information which I was not aware of.
Okay, we have it now.
So the purpose of today's session is to start the new procedure that we just sent you today.
Yeah, okay, I understand that, but I'm trying to figure out, we are just creating process after process. I just wanted to understand what is the end result. What is it that you want to achieve? I mean, we can create hundreds of processes. You probably know how to create
the previous, I know. The previous process was very simple one for the purpose of just understanding what we're doing. Okay, but actually the procedure that we have today is actual procedure, complicated one with a lot of layers in it. So that procedure will be one of the procedures that we will lead to our decision about Appian. So we needed complicated one from A to Z that have a multi-layers and everything that we need to work on. So we see all type of design and integration within one procedure.
Okay, so I'm looking into this new process, and other than the fact that there's some send SMS messages, everything else seems to be get a request, flow, and then complete. So other than SMS as an integration option, I don't see any other integration option here at all. So what are the other integration options in this process? I'm failing to see. Can you help me with that?
There is integration with the Ministry of Interior. At the beginning, it's in Arabic. Sorry, we did not translate that. And there is SMS. You said that. Where?
SMS اللي هو لو وصل بقى وزاره الداخليه والكلام ده. في سيرفيس بس في اثنين، في وزاره الكوميرشال نمبر، في اللي هي الانترنال ماشي.
Yeah, so as I told you, there is integration with the Ministry of Interior at the beginning of the procedure, and there is the SMS one, and that's the workflow.
Okay, and do you have the SMS integration already configured? Is the SMS integration already defined and configured?
Okay. Yeah, there is SMS service already configured within the Appian workflow.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, let's be very realistic here. We got a few hours for 3 days, and we want to make the best use of these hours. Building a complex process, perfectly fine, but if we want to kind of do that over the WebEx and work on the integration, we need to work out what is the minimum viable solution that we can create in the time available, and we got to work out and agree on the minimal set, and then you can take that and then start expanding and adding the other functionalities, given that you already know how to do that in the past week or so. So what I'm going to do is, as I hand over to Ben, we want to mainly focus on 3 things on this POC, on this part, okay, which I want Ben to educate you guys so you're up to speed. 1, the integration with Ministry of Defense. 2, integration with SMS. And 3, collecting the data and taking it through a couple of steps on this process. I see that everything is approve SMS, approve SMS, approve SMS. So he's not going to do all of them. We won't have time to do it in the allocated slot in front of you. So we are going to take a few of them that is unique, build it with you guys in the time available, and the rest you guys can, we will tell you how to kind of extend it, and then I want you guys to go ahead and try that yourself, so you get an opportunity to learn that as well.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure. We can start to build the main body of this procedure, and maybe the repetition one we can assign people to do them like on time. But just like, let's start to build the main body of that procedure.
Fantastic. And before we start the main body, web services for Ministry of Defense and the SMS gateway, can you send the link on how to access and call them to us right now?
Okay, we'll send it now.
Okay, I assign this task to someone. He gonna send it to you. So you can start now.
Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. Just create a new application and start building this process, please.
So hang on. What I will do, so I assume I'm being sent now the integration stuff from Ministry of
Interior.
and the SMS, right?
Yes, you'll send an email with the services specs.
And what I will do is integrate those, and then once we have those integrated, we will start creating this basic workflow with those integrations.
Yes.
Okay. So when am I going to receive this email with integration details?
Now.
Yeah.
Can you record the session so you can share it later on?
What do you mean?
Record the session, to record this, so you guys can look at it later on if you want.
We're recording it.
Okay. So Ben is waiting the services from you.
So I've just recommended to Ben, let's get the basic process structure defined in our process modeler. And from there on, we can add the functionalities.
Yeah, no, I've got it.
And please don't focus on the teaching side of the session and focus on the execution of the procedure. We want to speed up the process and just start executing the procedures.
Yeah. I think first of all, what we want to do is just give me a quick overrun of the process and explain to me what it is meant to do. And that way we can just get some base information. And okay, I've received an email. What service is this?
We don't need that.
Then share the process on the screen so we can ask questions on it.
I'm sharing my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yeah, we can see the screen, but I'm talking about the process.
Yes, we can
that
see.
the
Oh,
sharing.
sorry. My bad. Just hang on a second.
Okay. Sarah, please explain the process to Ben.
Okay, first the user have to log into the portal, the Amana portal.
Okay.
Then they have to fill the form, fill all the data, and they need the data to issue a license. Then they have to send the requests. Then the request will be added to the request list. There will be a list with all the requests the user already sent before. Then the same time, an SMS will be sent to the user that the request have been sent to the Amana. Then the request will be sent to the employee, the assigned employee. In case the employee rejected the request, an SMS will be sent to the user. If they accept the request, then the request will be sent to another employee, the director of health.
Okay. Just before we keep going on, what is the purpose of this request? What are we trying to achieve? So the
They
background
have to
information.
accept the request in order to issue a license.
Okay, so it's order to.
What is the request? Issue a license request, شو في data شو حقول.
So issue what type of a license?
Shop license.
A ship license.
Shop license. Shop. Like a shop.
A shop license.
Shop
Okay.
license. Yeah.
Shop license.
Okay. And who initiates the request?
With the user, the end user.
Okay, the user. They want a new request.
Yeah, ask for to initiate the new request. So after the user like any.
Sorry, you're just breaking up.
What? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello. Yeah. In the login stage, any user from outside the Amana can come and log in and become.
Sorry, you're breaking up again.
Hello.
Sarah, قربي على المايك, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah. You hear me now?
No.
Come near the mic because it's.
ما يشتغل.
ما له علاقة بالمايك.
يمكن من هنا.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
we're
better.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying any user from outside the Amana can come to the login stage, and because the website are connected with the Ministry of Interior, they can enter their information, their national ID and their information and log into our system. And after they log into the system, they hit into like a bottom that say that the bottom for issuing a license, shop license, because he want to start any business or create a new shop. Okay, and from there the procedure start.
Okay. First of all, let me just take a step back. I've just seen the emails come through for the web services. One, we're not going to be able to hook into the MOI web service because it's internal. It's not a publicly facing web service. So we're going to have to exclude that. So what we can do is create a form with the information that we need to collect for the process, start the process, fill in the data, send the requests, and then we can look at integrating the SMS service because that is publicly facing.
Okay.
المعلومات والداتا
السكرين شوت تبع الانترفيسز اللي انا طلبت منكم موجودين خلاص عشان ترجعوا لها مثل ما بغيتوا بس كل السكرين شوت موجود.
Do you have any information on the fields that you'd like to collect in this request?
Yes,
just
give us a second and we're gonna give you that information. Okay.
Ben, we have sent you already the SMS service and the web service for the integration with the Ministry of Interior. In your mail.
Yes, the Ministry of Interior service is a local land service. It's not public.
Okay, we will publish it right now. Just a second. Okay, we may proceed till we send it to you again.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing I just asked is what other fields do you require to be collected? So let me just go back to my screen. Where's my...
They said they'll send it in a minute.
Okay.
والله بدي أوقف التسجيل وأكمل بعد شوي. أيوة. إيش هي السالفة؟ البلدية قصدك؟ طلب خدمة. مهندس محمد.
نعم. Yes,
نعم.
I'm here.
طيب أنا بشرح لك بس إيش البيانات اللي نحتاجها. أول شيء نختار
Okay.
نوع البلدية. البلدية تعتبر بلدية الدمام أو يعني أول شيء نختار نوع
معلش
البلدية.
تحكوا انجليزي ولا صعب؟
لا بس يعني أحس
طب احكوا عربي، انا بترجم. ايش الفيلد؟
Okay, first we have to choose the type of the municipality. Which city, which municipality. Then we have to choose the type of the service, which is like issuing a new license or like updating the license, that type of the service. Then we have to choose the procedure.
Okay, let's start building out. I'll start creating the data structure, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Just open the data type and start building structure with them.
Yep. All right, so the first thing let's create is the data type that we want to build out the data structure, okay? So this is going to be a license request. This is going to be the request. All right, the first thing we want is an ID for each of the requests. We want to set this as the primary key, and we'll auto-generate each time this is inserted. Okay, the first thing we need, what was the fields that we need?
The municipality city.
Municipality, yeah.
Okay. What else?
كنا بعد اللي هو service request, service type.
Service type, service request. Service
No,
type.
service type.
The type of their service.
Oh, service. Yep. Type.
Then the procedure.
No.
Procedure.
No. Service type. It's one field.
It's one field. The type of the service.
Okay.
Yep.
And the last one is the procedure.
Procedure. Okay. Anything else?
Also the national ID number of the user.
Yep.
Also we have
the main service, the main purpose, the main purpose of the request. Yeah, the main purpose.
The type of the shop, like the shop, the
type البزنس مثلا, type of the business. نشاط رئيسي. Yeah, the purpose mean type of the business, okay?
Okay.
النشاط الرئيسي.
Anything else?
هذا في النشاط الرئيسي؟ لا دخلنا ثاني. Okay.
The area of the shop, the total area.
The area, shop area.
Yep.
The business type is like we have two things, like the main type and the subtype. It's two fields, not one.
So main type and subtype.
The business type is like we have the main and sub. So.
Okay, so this one should be main.
Yes.
Main. Okay, and I'll just move this one down. And then subtype.
Also, we have customers type.
Customer
and customers type.
Okay. That's all?
The number of the license, the building license.
Okay. Building license.
So Ben, just to add context to you, this is like the
But
permit.
please delete the purpose field.
Delete this field. Was that to delete the purpose field?
يا صبايا عم بسألكم البيربس يشتغل؟
دقيقة.
One minute.
Yes, cancel.
Yes, delete purpose.
Okay.
Also, we have the year of the license, issued license.
And we're going to have a created by and created on. Any other particular fields that are required? Or is this enough?
No.
Purpose? Okay. So let's put our data types in. So created on is going to be a date and time of when the request was created. Created by is text, license year, we make that number. Building license, is that text or is that a number?
It's text.
Text, customer types text, this is text, all text. National ID, I believe would be text.
Yes.
Proceed, everything else is text. Okay, great. So we've got our data type. Let's save that.
National ID is a number. It's a number.
Oh, it's a number? Okay, I'll just change it. And we'll save it. Okay, great. So we're going to data type, close that. Next thing we want to do is create a data store. So we can read and write this to the database. So we go to new, data store. We'll call this our data store. And we'll choose our Appian as a source. This is where you can choose other databases if you wish.
Ask him if you want to.
Can we choose the other? Yeah. Can we choose the other database?
Sure.
Hello? Not the Appian, the Amana one.
Sure, we can change that. So here I'm going to add that entity. It was called LR request. And we'll call it LR request just to keep the same naming. Now, when I hit verify, it's going to say that these tables don't exist on the database. So it's asking me, would you like Appian to create the databases? And I'm going to say yes. So by doing that, once it completes, it's going to create those tables. And great, we have it verified. So I don't have access to that database, but if you go to that database, you should see a new table called LR request there. That's where Appian will start reading and writing its data. Okay. So now we have a table. The next thing we want to do is create a rule to query this information once we start to save it. So we go to interface, our expression rule, and let's call this LR get request. And actually, let's create a new rule folder, and this is going to be called LR rules. And let's create. So we want to save all of our rules into a particular folder. And here we're going to use the query editor. So this, we can click on this. And first, oh, missed one. Sorry, skipped a step. Let's go back. What we want to do is create a constant to our data store. So I'm going to create a constant, and this is like a pointer. So we can refer to that. And I'm going to call this LR data store entity, and this is request. And that's pointer data store. And here we're going to choose our data store, which is the LR data store. And the entity we want to refer to is the request. So that just gives us a pointer to that particular table. I hit create. If you guys have any questions as I go along, just feel free to ask them and I can explain it. So I'm going to go now back into my query rule. And I'm going to create the editor. So here it's asking me for that pointer. So that was LR data store entity request. That's going to pull back all of the fields. Okay. So here we can create a rule to return all the information, but the other thing we're going to do is allow to query by a particular ID as well. So here I'm going to add an input, and that input is going to be the ID. We'll just start off with the ID, but we may need to query by, for example, national ID number. So we can come back and amend that later. So we add in an input, and then here we add a filter. And we're going to select ID equals our input. Okay. And so basically with this rule, let's generate the query. Oh, and we want to sort by, let's sort by the ID. Okay. And let's generate a query. So this is using the low code. It's generated a query for us. And this is allowing us to use this rule to get information either or by an ID number. So we'll save that. Okay. Next thing we want to do is create a site. So this site is going to be actually not a site. Let's create some groups. So we're going to create a group now. Let's call this LR. So who are actors? We have the initiator, and then we have what's the first level of approval is sent to the employee and to the director of health. Okay. So let's just say the first one is all users, or actually initiator. And this is going to be anyone in this group can create a request. And we're going to create another group called LR employee to do the first approval. And then another group LR director of health. So director of health. So we'll just use those ones for now. And then what we want to do is we're going to create the first shell for the site. So here, what we can do is create a new site. Actually, no, we're not going to do the site yet. What we'll do is the first, the record type. So we want to have a list of all the requests that come through. We want to capture that. So here we're going to create a new record type. And we're going to call this, it's going to be called the license request. So a list of all submitted license requests. So what we do here, we want to specify where our data source is. So we've already created our data source, which was on the database. So we point to that. And here we can specify some filters. So we may want to filter by, have some default filters we want to add there. And we can also define the record list. So we'll come back to this in a second. But let me just open up what fields we have. So let's say our title is going to be the ID number, and we'll concatenate. And let's for now have the municipality. So this is just saying we're accessing those columns in our table, and RF means record field. So that's just the identifier to access those. Our first view is a summary view, and we can add other dashboards to this, and we'll come back to that. This is just to get the first shell. So we save our license request. And now we're going to create our site. So if I go into new site, and let's say this is going to be called license request. This is going to be the main portal where we initiate a license request, where we can view license requests, and where we can start to action tasks and whatnot. So the first page in our site is going to be licenses. And let's just put an ID card maybe for that. For an icon, let's see. There's an ID card. And this is going to be a record list. So on your site, you can have actions where you can kick off a process. You can have a list of your records, but you can also reference reports and dashboards. And the one we want
action mean?
Action means, so when you create a process model, you may want to action a process, kick off a new process. And that will be to, for example, start a new license. So we'll come back and add another one, which will be to raise a new license. This is just to view all the licenses that have been submitted so far. So we'll keep that like that. Or we can say here all licenses. And we also now have our link to our site. We also have the ability to do some customization. So let's take the logo. I think there might be one already in here. No. Let me just go to. Here we go. I've got one now. So we can add a new document. And we can call this license logo. And let's create a knowledge folder for this application. So this one's going to be called LR. So we've got a new knowledge center. This is going to be LR license request. And we'll save that. Okay. It's going to be called images. So we're just going to save our image into this folder. And this is within the document management within Appian. So let's save that. So we've got our logo. And let's also do some changes to the colors. So our background bar, let's change that to the same green as the logo. So we can use a picker like that. And let's save. And our selected tab color, that can be we'll keep that as white. So we'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our accent color, let's change that to the blue of the logo. So let's take this. Okay, let's save our. And the other thing is let's give it some security. So by default, everything in Appian is given no access, and you need to specify the security for that. So here we're going to say LR. Actually, let's create another group, which is going to be LR or users. Just so we have a global group. So LR or users. And this person can view this site, or this group can view the site. So I save my changes. Save my site. And now if I click on this link, this will take us to the site that we've just created. So you can see here we've got our branding, we've got our logo in the corner, and we've got now an empty list of all of the licenses that have been submitted. Okay. So we're going to expand this out as we build, and we'll add some new tabs up the top to create a new license. So that's the next thing we're going to do now. Any questions on any of that? Have you seen with what you've just seen?
No, it's clear.
Okay. Brilliant. So let's go back to our application. And what we want to do is create a interface. So let's create the form that we're going to do to submit a new request. So let's go to interface. And then we go LR, new request form. Okay, actually, what we can do. Yeah, no, it's fine. New request form. And what we want to do is we want to create from an existing data type. So our data type is LR request. And we hit generate. And what that's doing is it's going to read that particular data type we've already created and added all the fields onto our form so we can start to use right away. So all the fields we listed before there, and on the side here you've got our input. So this is the data coming in and out of this form, so we can use it within our process and also the database. Because we've got a basic form here, we can start to make it modify it to our what we need to do. So here we're going to say this is a new license request, and we may want to put billboard up the top. So what we can do here is put a billboard to put an image, and let's make this short. And what we could do is put the created by and the created on up the top. So what we can do is put some columns here. And we only need 2 columns. And let's put the created by at the top. So we'll just go back. So take the text field. Oh, my bad. Just delete that. So we have our form, our base form. And what we could say here is, if we just put in when I start to type into that, it will start to save into our fields. Okay. For example. So what we might need to do is now specify some of these are going to be free text, and some of them are going to be drop-down lists. So do you have particular values for each of the fields that you want to restrict the options?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we should start with does minute. So for service type.
Like issuing new license or update a license.
Okay, let me just create a constant first. So here we want to create the list of what we are doing. So LR, this is going to be service type. And it's a text. And it's an array. So what are the different types of services? You have the different types of services?
Yes.
Yep.
Please wait. We'll bring the values, the type. Did you hear me?
No, sorry, what was that again?
We are trying to bring the types. Just hold a second.
Sorry, you're just breaking up.
Okay, the service type, you just have one, which is shop license.
Yep. Shop license. Okay. And for procedure, are there any values for procedure?
For procedure, we have like issue a new license.
Okay, would that be free text or drop down?
A drop down list.
Okay, so let's do procedure. And what was the value? Sorry.
Issue a new license, shop license.
Now I need to leave, Ben. Please continue, and I'll talk with you afterwards. Okay?
No worries.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Any other values?
Okay, update a license or delete a license, shop license.
Okay. That's great. And national ID we don't need. Main type. Subtype, are they free text?
No, it's a drop down list. Just a minute.
Okay. Yep.
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
We would like to let you know that every activity gets sub-activities. Okay.
Yep.
From the main type, we will select, for example.
Yep. So a main has each main has a different type of sub activities.
Yes.
That's okay. We'll do a business rule to do that. Okay. So the first thing we need is the first
do you
thing
want to
we
make
need.
constant for the main and constant for the sub?
Yes, and I'll show you what I'll do to do the business rule for that. Okay, so for the main, can you give me the options for the main?
For the main, okay, this is the main. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, commercial shops.
Yep.
Okay. Workshops.
Yep.
Celebration halls.
Celebration is it holes?
Yeah, halls. It means a hall. H-A-L-L.
H-O-H-A. Oh, halls. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay, another one. استراحات اللي هي الاستراحات ايه؟ Okay. Okay, enough for that.
That's enough. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And let's get the subtypes. So LR sub type, and let's get those subtypes. Yep.
Okay. Okay, for the commercial, we will select grocery and resource and okay, so grocery enough. Okay, health insurance.
Health
insurance. Yeah, health insurance.
Yep.
Okay. Banks.
Yep.
Publishing books.
Yep.
Okay, enough.
And what about just give me all the subtypes for all the different for all the
Okay,
mains.
the others.
Yep.
Okay, okay, just a second. هات الباقيين كده سارة.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, for the workshops, there is some types fixing radiators. Okay, fixing electronics. Fixing gears. Okay, fixing exhauster.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough.
Yep. And for the last one.
For the last one, just a second. Okay, for the last one, it's already a celebration hall. The same thing.
Same one? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, perfect. So let's save that. And then what we want to do next is create a decision table to map those subtypes. So here I can go to decision. And LR, let's call this types, license types. License types. And we hit create. Okay, so here we can do our mapping. So we only need one input. So let's delete that. And our input is the main license. So it's edit or the main type. Okay, and that's text. And what we can do is when we edit our input, we can say that we're using a list already. So we can edit as expression and then just reference that constant that we have already defined. So main type and the labels is going to be the same. So when we have our drop down, we can see that we've got our main types. Okay. We hit OK. So here we can specify if the option is commercial shop, if the option is workshop, if the option is celebration halls. We don't need the fourth row, so we can delete that. Now, what's the output? So here, the output, we want to edit, and this is going to be the subtype. And it's the type text, and we can have multiple values. And we're going to use a drop down for that as well. So let's edit as expression and reference our subtype. Okay. And we'll just copy that across. So what we can do now is for commercial shops, the list available is the first four. For workshops, it's the next four, and for celebration halls, it's this one. Okay. If nothing's selected, then we just want blank. So how we can test this now, if we say, well, if the main type is workshops, we hit test, and we get our results. So we now can start to see we can use these rules in our form. Okay. Any questions on that?
No, it's clear.
Okay. And this can be quite powerful too. This is a very basic example of using decision tables. You can also use these to call processes dynamically, assign approvers. You can be quite creative with different inputs and outputs depending on your need. So I'm just going to save that table.
And I have sent you the web service. Okay, we published now.
Okay.
Okay, check your mail, please.
Okay, I can access it now. So we'll come to that in a minute. So back to our form, we've got service type, we have main type, subtype, shop area. Is that a drop down or free text?
No, it's a text box.
Text box. Customer type, is that a drop down?
Yes, it's a drop down.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Sure.
It's men and women's and like both.
Men, women, and what's the other one?
Both.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Men, women, both.
Both. Okay. And let's create that. Okay, let's start to plug in our different fields that we have here. Okay, so what we can do is let's grab that. We have different drop downs now for service type. So this is currently a text. What we want to do is remove that and make it a drop down list. So we can drag on drop down list. We can call it service type. And we can delete this one. Now, if we look at our configurator over here, we have our drop down. So we need to save our drop down to a variable. So we're going to save it to our request. And this is service type. And well, that's a value. But we also want to save it to the same field. The other thing is we want to configure this. So we open up on the left, on the right here is our expression editor. Here we can put in the constants that we created before. So we hit constant LR service type. And we can use that for the values as well. So this is saying for the label and the value, let's have the same type. And we hit OK. And what's it saying here? The shop license. Ah, that's all right. So let me just refresh page. Okay. So now you can see we've got service type. If we hit the drop down list, we've got shop license. Okay. For did you have a procedure? Yes, we did. So we do the same for procedure. Let's do drop down. We can delete the text field. We don't need that anymore. Okay. And you see the default options. So let's just change that. So we're going to save it into procedure. And procedure. And let's change the options. So this is going to be cons LR procedure. And we'll copy that for the value as well. So now we have our procedures. National ID, we don't need to do. Okay, main type and subtype. So here, let's put in drop down list. And remove this one. It's main type. And again, map it to the fields. And we put the options in. Now, when we need to do our business rule now for the subtype. So depending on the what did I do? Oh, sorry, I did multiple. It should be just a drop down. What have I done there? Okay, so we're going to main types. So now we need to create some logic for the subtype. So let's do our drop down and delete the old one.
and delete the old one.
Subtype. Okay, so what we want to do here is let's click on subtype. Associate it to subtype. And then we want to implement our decision logic. So we'll do that on let me think how we're going to do this. We will do it here. So we go open the expression editor. And then for labels and values, what we want to do is call our rule, a decision rule, which is license subtypes. And you'll see that it takes a parameter called main type. Right? And we want to pass into that the selection we do for main type. So that's in request. Main type. Okay. And then we just copy that. For the values as well. So basically what this means is when we select main type, that's being saved into the request. Once it's been selected, this rule will then trigger and pull the subtypes to be displayed within this field. Okay. So I hit OK. And at the moment it's going to be blank because there's no main types. But if I then, for example, click workshops and then go to subtype, we now have the subtypes available. Likewise, if I click on commercial shops, it's then going to change it to the subtypes for the commercial shops. Okay, does that make sense? Great.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
The page that you make the subtype.
Sorry, you just need to.
Yeah.
So you're just breaking up. Can you get a little closer to the microphone?
She's talking about the page when you link this main tab with the subtype.
Yes.
Can you go to that page? She just had a question.
Oh. This one here. This one here.
No, not this one.
It's like the page with the table, like you choose the main type and then you choose the subtype.
Yes. Let me go back to that. This one, the decision table.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown. You can complete.
No worries. Okay, and the last thing I was going to say as we progress, the next thing we needed to add was the customer type, I believe. Yeah. So let's just add a new drop down for customer type and get rid of that. And again, last one. Customer type and customer type. Okay, created by. Maybe read only. So let's make that a read only. And created on will be read only too, because the database will create that. Okay. So now we've got our base form for our request. What we want to do is add this to a process so we can create a new request. So I'm going to save it. Also, too, while I'm here, Appian can, when you build a form in Appian, it's also available for mobile as well. So you can see here, this is how it's going to look on the browser. But then this is how it's going to look on a tablet. And this is how it's going to look on a mobile phone. So it renders for each of the devices naturally. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is create this in a process. So I'm going to go into Save As. And I want to create this as an application action. So this is where we use the action in the site. Just in a minute. So let's create a new folder for the process. So this is LR license request. LR. Okay. And let's save and edit. So what that is going to do now is open up the process modeler. And if we look at our start node, we go to properties, we go process start form. You can see that our form that we've just created has been added, and the parameters for the requests have been passed through as well. Okay. So we just go back to our process. Let's put in a swim lane. So we know who the actors are. So this is the initiator. We drag this up. And also we may have another one called system, because we want to write some stuff to the database. And the first actor in our process. So we fill in the data, we send requests, request is added to the request list, we send an SMS, and we also go to the employee. Okay. So then let's add in another one called employee. So we've got some swim lanes now. So we've got our start node, and once we submit a form, we then need to save that information to the database. So let's also, on our palette, drag on the data service, which is to write information to the data store. Let me just turn off bold. And let's configure that. So we go to data. We need to pick our data store entity. So that's what we created before, our database. So that was LR. And LR request. And we want to input a license request. We just pass the same type. And we've already got that variable. So we're passing that into the database. And our output, once the database has written it to the table, it will generate an ID. So we want to save that ID back into the process, okay? So we can start to use it. And that's what this does here with the output. So hit OK. So we got our form, we can submit it. It saves it to the database. What's the next thing we need to do? So we start, we log in, fill in the data, send request. request is added to the request list. Then we need to send an SMS. And we also need to send it to the employee to review. So what we can do now is in the system. So this, let me just, we can pull that down here. Pull that. Then the system is going to need to send them SMS and go to the employee. So what we can do is put an AND here, which means that we want to split the paths. And we want to send a task to the employee. So we drag on the task. And this is going to be called. Is this an approval? Step, this one here? This one here? Yes.
It's approval step.
Yes.
Mr. Ben?
Yes. Yes.
Could you just go back to the interface? Because we just missed this one information.
Sure.
It's like a file. The user have to upload a file.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So let's add that in. What we can do is first go to our data type. And add a new field. And what's the file? What is it? Just an attachment, or is it like a?
It's a building. The building license. It's like a. It's a picture. Or a PDF file or something.
Okay, I'll just call it attachment. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is going to be a document. Okay.
Document can be like PDF or image or.
It's just a file. It can be any file you like.
Any type.
Any type. Yeah. Okay. Agnostic. Or we can limit the type of file which is uploaded if you like. To a PDF
Can you show us how can we do that?
Yeah, sure.
Also, we want to know also the limitless size as well.
I think the size is 1 gig, 2 gigs, max.
Yes.
But I don't think you want anyone uploading a file that big anyway. But let's just save that. Let's also republish our data store. Because we've added a new field to the database. I came to my data store and hit verify. It's going to pick up that the field attachment is now missing. So if I go to more information, you can see here that there's a missing column attachment. So by hitting save and publish, that will add the new column to the table. So I'll just let that publish. And we should have a green. Perfect. The next thing we want to do is add it to our form. So I'm just going to refresh the form so I get the new updated data type. So what we can do here is take file upload, and we'll put it under the building license. And this is license upload. Should we call it?
Yeah.
And then on license upload, we want. Okay, so I need to create a folder first. So if I come back, let me add. I created a knowledge center before, so let me just add that in. It was called license. Oh, there it is there. So when we upload files, we need to store that in the app in document management. So this is the document manager here, the knowledge center. If I click into that, I already have a folder called images, which is where our logo is kept. But let's also add a new folder called attachments. And this is where all the uploads will be held. So if I go back to my objects, I want to create a constant for that. So I have a pointer. So let's call it LR. Upload attachments. Oh, sorry, I'll just call it attachments. And it's a folder. And the folder is attachments. Okay. So create that. And back in my interface, when I configure this, what it wants me to do is have a target folder. So this is where anything that's uploaded, it will be saved to. It's going to be constant LR attachments. And we can specify particular file names, how many attachments can be uploaded. So we're just going to say 1. And we want to save this to our request. So this is going to save the ID of the attachment to the request. And you mentioned we want to, so you only want to upload PDFs and images, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's give it some instructions. So please only upload PDF or JPEG files. Okay. So you can put that instructional text below, or if you wish, you can also use a help tooltip. So if I put it into the same tooltip, you get a hover over there. So you can start to put informational text on your request. And the other thing you mentioned, let's limit the only PDF and JPEG files. So there we want to create a validation. So if I open up the expression editor, here I can create a validation. So if I think it's FV files dot extension equals PDF, and let's make this upper. So we force everything to be uppercase. Or JPEG. Then nothing else. We need to send a message. Only. Maybe you go warning. Only PDF or can be uploaded. All right, what did I do wrong? I just need an extra. Oops. Okay, so what we've done here, we've just created some expression to create a validation rule. And basically what we're saying is take the file extension of the file uploaded, force it to be uppercase. If it equals JPEG or PDF, then it's okay. If not, then we give a warning and we enforce the validation. So we hit OK. And we can test that right away. So if I hit upload, and let's upload a PNG file, it's detected that it's not a JPEG or a PDF. If I upload a PDF file, sample document, then it will pass the validation. Okay. Any questions on that?
No, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. So let's save that form. And let's go back to our process. So we submit the form, we save the data, we then need to go to our license approval. And then we also need to do the SMS, I believe. Send an SMS. So what I will do, I'll put a script task over here. Send SMS, and this will just be a placeholder until we configure the web service. Once that's done, the request will be sent to the employee. SMS comes around, and then it goes to the decision point. Okay, so that's the status. So let's put in another placeholder. And that can go there. And then this. Actually, let's go back. SMS is sent. And then we come back to, okay, that's fine. I'll just get rid of that. Get rid of that for now. Move this. Reject. Okay, we've got 3 steps off that. So let's put in explore. And another end. What we would do, when we do the SMS, we will create another sub-process for that, and we will swap that out. It's just a placeholder for now. And then when we have our license approval, we go to status. We move that across. There's the status. And we go to reject, modify, and health record. So let's add another swim lane. And we want another task. Okay. So we go to move across. So this is for approval. And we've got modify. So we'll put another one here for modify. And we also have one for reject. Okay. And this is going to be reject. And we'll copy. Okay, so let's put that, draw that together. So status, reject, and health director. Okay, so we've got these ones we're going to come back to because they're placeholders. So let's just do some configuration so we can run this. So we're going to come down, that's the SMS, license approval. This is going to be assigned to the group, so employee. And the health director review is going to be assigned to the health director. And for the status, let's just do configuration for now. Let's save that. Okay. So let's test it out. Publish our process model. And we also want to put security on it. And it's going to be our group all users.
سارة انتم معنا صح؟ تقريبا. I want to make sure that okay. Continue, Ben.
Okay. So what I want to do next is go to our site. And I'm going to expose that action. So if I click on new page, I'm going to say new license request. And let's make it an icon for that. And we want to select the process model. So here we're saying, let's launch a new action. It's going to launch the form on our process model. And then we can hit OK. That's fine. So let's move it above. So new license request is the first one, and then we have all licenses underneath. Let's hit save. And then if we go back to our site, if I hit refresh, you can see now that we have new license requests, and our form, and all licenses. Okay. So if I go to new license request, and then let's fill in one. So let's put in London. That's where I am. And shop license. Procedure is to issue a new shop license. National ID, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The main time is workshop. It is to fix radiators. The shop area. It's just another geography.
المفترض يا اما ليست يا اما لو هو عامل يعني انتجريشن او على البورتال بيجيت اليوزر.
ثاني نقول على هذا الشيء. يعني ليش الاي المفروض مو احنا اللي نكتبه ناخذه جاهز من الويب سيرفيس. المفروض يكون في انتجريشن.
Yeah, we will come back to the web services. This is just doing the shell first.
Okay. No, we are talking about the national ID because we are integrating with the web service, so we don't try it. The user should show up to the user.
That's correct, but I'm just doing a test for now. We haven't implemented the web service yet, so we can come back to that. Okay. Customer type. Man. Building license. I'll just put in another number. License year. 2019. Upload the license. Actually, I forgot to do something. So let's go back to our, before we do that, let's go back to our process. And we want to save some information before it gets saved to the database. So I'm just going to hit here, set data. And what we want to set is who. We want to save who. Created this. So we're going to save that into created by. And that's the process initiator. So if I go to my process properties, I click on the process initiator. And I also want to save when this was created. So I can use a function called now. And I can save that into created on. Okay. Let's just have a look at the process model over there. And one thing we forgot to save is the status. So let's add a new field to our database called status. Let me refresh that. I'll just close all these. So we go to our data type. Which is here. And let's add status. And we can save that. Actually, we'll change status to be a number.
So, ladies, what Ben is doing, he added a field, and the system will do what we call impact analysis. It will check all the related fields and update them automatically, except for the data store. We have to do it manually.
Yep. So that's why I'm going now back into the data store. Just like when I added the attachment, it's going to add the fields to the database. So I'll just verify that. And I'll publish. And that will then add the status field to the database. Okay, great. It's verified. So what we can do is then let's add a constant with our statuses. Oh, I wish that would go away. And let's do a new constant. And LR status of text. And we have multiple. So the first status will be new. And then we will have employee review. And then we have reject, modify, reject. And we also have send to health director review. Okay. We can come back and add more later. So the other thing we want to set is the might need to update this. I will. So let me just close that. Save. Okay, I'm just going to refresh my process model. And in our status, it's going to be status number 2. Okay. So let's publish that. Go back to our site. And let's refresh this. Right, so London. Shop license. New license. License year 2019. Upload the document. And hit submit. Okay. Now, if I go to all licenses, we should have an entry there for the license, which we do. Okay. So now that's been saved to the database. If I go to to view my process, you can see that we have a running process now. If I open that, you can see that the initiator has started. Set the data. It's written into the database. It's then branched off and will send the SMS once we implement the web service. And then it's gone down to license approval. So this is now waiting for anyone in the employee group to pick that up. Okay. Any questions on that?
No, it's clear.
Okay, brilliant. So let's go into our record type. Next. And because if we look at our site, we can see that we've got a list here, but it's not really organized too well. So let's fix this up.
Why the municipality is not entered there?
Excuse me?
And the municipality field is not, it's empty.
Yes. Of course. So we've got a bug. So let's have a look what's wrong. Nice eyes. Let's have a look. So if we go into our monitoring, and we come into here, we can see the variables. Okay, so we can see that that wasn't picked up. Everything else was. So then I think what the issue might be is if we go into our request form.
Maybe you didn't enter a value when you submit the request.
That's probably right. It might have cleared. We can do another one to test. So let's do that. New license request. Let's try it again. London. Shop license. Let's do a different one. Update license. And it's commercial shops. Health insurance. So women. And submit. Okay, there it is there. So what we can do is make those fields required. So we can put a change on our form. So each of these we enforce that we needed an entry added before we can proceed. So let's do that. Required. Procedure is required. Main type is required. Shop type required. Customer type is required. Building license is required, and license year. And the upload is also required. Okay, so that forces to have good data then. So let's save that. The other thing is the record type. So here's our record. Let's go back to objects. And look at our record type. License request. And here, let's change the list. So this is the record list of all of the submitted. This is the view that you saw here. Okay, so we can change that around. So, for example, you may want ID to be the first column. So you can move that up. And we have municipality, service type, procedure, national ID. License year may not be relevant, but we can keep it there. We can sort it, so let's sort it by the ID. Let's add another column, maybe the main type and the subtype. So we had two more columns. This is going to be the main type. And the field it's going to sort on is the main type, so we can sort by that field. And we want to select the component to display. So in each of these columns, you can display text, you can display an image, you can display the progress bar, for example, to see how long it's been progressing for. This is just going to be text. And we just select the variable. This is main type. And we should see that there. And the other one, is going to be this subtype. So we sort that by subtype. And by text. And this is the subtype there. And probably, okay, that's enough for now. We can come back and edit this later. Okay. And while we're here, let's also add the action to the record type. So this will allow us to create a new request. So on your record list.
Mr. Ben, just I have a question. In this table, can we add another column and like make calculations on that?
Of course, yes. What would you like to calculate?
For example, we want to count the number of the requests at the end of the table.
Yeah, if you wish, you could have the total. So basically, this is based on the row though. So at the bottom you will have once you reach the paging limit, it will show you how many you have listed below. But you can also do calculations within here as well, and we'll do that once we get a bit more information.
Yes, we want also. Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to show you here was let's just change that to 25. Is the ability to add actions to this page as well. So on our site, we have the action here to create a new request. You can also add a button on this page to add a new license request as well. And you can do that by hitting new action. So this is going to be new request. Oh, our process model is called new. License request. And we say click here to submit a new license request. Okay. And let's save our record. So now if we go to it, you'll see that we also have a new button here. And that allows us to execute that process in the context of that record list. Okay. Right, so we've got some data. We know that our data is writing to the database. The next thing is we can dive into the dashboard for the actual record itself. So at the moment, if I click onto London, I get a blank screen. So this is going into the context of the record that we've just created, the license request. So what I can do is, if I go back to my interface, there is we can reuse this interface for that. So if I take this form, if I go back to my record type, where is it? Here. We have a summary view. So if I click onto this, we can call the same interface and reuse it. So LR new request form, and we need to pass it the request, the context. So this is I'm going to retrieve from the database. So we created a rule before, which was get request, and I want to pass an ID to it, and the ID number is RFID. Okay, and we want to get the data
and we
from
want to
that.
get the data from that.
The other thing is this
The other
read
thing
only?
is this read only?
I think it was read only was another parameter.
Read only was another
We're going to say
parameter.
this is true.
We're going to say this is true.
So this is reusing
So
the
this is
form
reusing
that we've built
the form
previously.
that we've built previously.
So we can start using it for
So
multiple
we can start using it for
uses.
multiple
That's where a lot of the
uses.
code reuse,
That's
a
where
lot of the building
code
blocks you
reuse,
can
a lot of
reuse
the
the
building
rules that
blocks
you
you can
create in
reuse,
Appian.
the rules that you create in
So I've
Appian.
saved that.
So I've saved that.
I can then go back to
I can then
my
go back to
license
my
and hit
license and hit
my record list.
my record list.
And now if I click on
And
London,
now if I click on London,
I should get
I
the
should
view
get the view
of the data that we have submitted.
of the data that we have submitted.
Okay.
Okay.
So here we have the
So
information,
here we
it's in
have
read
the
only.
information. It's in
Because we
read
added
only.
some
Because
drop
we
down
added
lists,
some
we just need to
drop-down
amend
lists,
those
we just need to amend those
to make them read only.
to make them read
But you
only.
can see how we've
But you can see
reused
how
that
we've reused that
interface.
in
Okay.
the face.
Any
Okay.
questions on that?
Any questions on that?
No, it's clear.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go back
Let's go back
now and have a look
and have a
at
look
the
at the
integrations.
integrations.
So if we go back to our
So if we go
form,
back to our form.
okay, so from the web services you
Okay, so from the web
sent, there was
services you
one to do
sent, there was one to
the
do
national
the
ID, is that correct?
National ID, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
and that's just been published.
and that's just been published.
Let me just check it on my
Just
computer.
check it on my computer.
Okie doke.
Okey-doke.
All right, so I've got
Alright,
the web
so
service.
I've got the web service.
And the purpose of this web
And the
service
purpose of
is
this
it to
web
pull back
service is it to pull back
the person's details from using the ID number.
from
Is
using
that
the
correct?
ID number. Is that correct?
Could you repeat?
So for this web service,
So for this web service,
Yes.
I believe what we're trying to do is get user info. So we put in an ID number.
So we put in an ID number.
And then we retrieve the details.
Okay, the details.
Sure. So what we can do here,
So what we can do here,
let's get the service description,
get the
let's
service
copy that,
description, copy that,
and let's create
and let's
a
create
new process model to test that out.
process model to test that out.
And let's call this
And let's call this get
or MOI
or MOI
integration.
integration.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's put a swim lane in there.
Let's put a swim lane in
Call
there.
it system.
Call it system.
And then what we can do is on our connectivity services. It's called web service.
It's called web service.
And let's go to setup.
And let's go to setup.
Oh, not my email. Let's put in
Not my email.
the WSDL.
The WSDL.
Get services.
Get services.
Okay, so it's found
choose
the endpoint.
Choose the endpoint.
Get user information.
Get user information.
Okay, what's the warning?
Okay, what's the warning?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Is there any authentication required for this? Or is it open?
Required for this? Or is it open?
No authentication?
No authentication?
Yes, there is a key with. Yes, there is a key with the same email. There is a key needed.
All right, let me have a look. This here, yeah?
This here, yeah?
Okay.
Yes, this is.
Okay.
Is this the,
Is this
so
the,
is this a username and
so is this the
password, or
username and
which setup
password,
is
Yes.
this?
or
Yeah,
which
it's the
setup is
password.
this?
And
Yeah, it's
that's,
the password.
and that's
And
the
that's-
username.
And that's the username.
No, this is the password.
This is the password.
This is the password.
Yes.
Okay. And what's this
Okay.
underneath?
And what's this underneath?
Okay. Let's just test this in
Okay,
Postman
let's
for
just
now.
test this in Postman for now.
I'm just going to open up.
I'm just going to open up.
Oh. Let me just put that over here. Do you have, excuse me, there's a lot of noise.
Excuse me, there's a lot of noise.
Do you have
Do
a
you
ID
have
number I can
a
test this
ID
with?
number I can test this with?
What's the number?
What's the number?
Developer key. This is the developer key.
Yeah, but
But
pull
to
back a
pull
user's
back
information,
users'
I need an ID
information,
number,
I need an ID number,
like the national
like
ID
the
number of the user.
national ID number of the user.
I have the development key.
I have the
That's great.
development key.
I can put
That's
that in.
great. I can put that in.
And what is an ID number?
And what is an ID number?
Okay, just wait a minute.
Yep.
Yep.
Mr. Ben?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the ID is 22
Yep.
Yep.
99
Mm-hmm.
3
Yep.
9
Yep.
Yep.
33.
Yep.
Okay. And date of birth?
Okay. And date of birth?
Is that required as well?
Is that required as well?
Date of birth.
Not necessary?
Not necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary. Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's necessary. It's required. Yeah. اثنين 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 8. Okay. 8. Mr. Ben?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, could you just go please to the ID number? Just I want to check it's right or not. It is 28, not 22.
Oh, 28. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat it from the beginning. It's 28,
Yep.
5,
Yep.
Oh, 5,
9, 9,
9, 9.
9.
3, 9,
Yep.
Yep.
3, 3.
Okay, got it now.
Okay, got it now.
The birth date of birth is
Just hang on a second.
Hang on a second.
Date of birth is.
Date of birth is.
11,
Yep.
9,
Yep.
1990, 18, 1980.
1988.
1987.
Ah, 7.
87. 1987.
Yep. So 11,
Yep. So 11,
9,
9.
1987.
1987.
Okay.
Wait. For could you? It's April.
Oh, April.
4, not 9.
April.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. So we've got that. Let me just copy
We've got
that.
Let me just copy that.
For this particular format.
Particular format.
Okay, outputs.
Okay,
Let's have a look
outputs.
here. Install the output.
Install the output.
Yep. And
Yep.
status code.
And status code.
Yep.
Yep.
And stored as. Yep.
Yep.
And okay, so but I've just
So
saved
the
responses
responses
into our process model.
to
Okay.
our process model. Okay.
So let me just hit OK there.
Let me just hit OK there.
Let me just come back and create
Let me
some
just come
variables
back and
for
create some variables for
the
the
ID number.
ID number.
Oh, cancel. Okay.
Cancel. Okay.
Just so this is properly
Just
set
so
up.
this is properly set up.
That should not be there. Why is it
Not
keep
be
doing
there?
that?
Why does it keep doing that?
The date of birth ID number. Okay.
Date of birth ID number. Okay.
So I'm going to add some new variables.
So add some new variables.
8
of
birth. And that is okay. And the other one was ID number. And the other one was the key. Okay. I'll just set this up.
it's كده 2 Mr. Ben?
Yes.
Yes.
Could you just go back to the ID number? It's still wrong.
Sure. Just let me fix this up. Okay. Let me just paste that in. ID number.
22. It is a 22, not 28.
Oh, 22. 5.
5. 228.
ايوه
228. Sorry.
Yep, okay. 228.
Okay.
5.
Just I want to check it. Just a minute. I want to check.
خلاص كده هو كده مظبوط
228593933.
Perfect. All right, we got it.
Perfect. All right, we got it.
All right, let's test this out.
All right, let's test this out.
Let's save it.
Save it.
And oh, what's wrong here?
Oh, what's wrong here?
Save.
Save.
And let's
And
run it.
let's run it.
Did it connect correctly?
Did it connect correctly?
It
It
is thinking.
is thinking.
Maybe it's going to fail.
Maybe it's going to fail. Oh,
An error occurred. Okay.
an error occurred.
What,
Okay.
what was the error?
What was the error?
All right, let's have a look.
All right, let's have a look.
Fine. There's the list with numbers. Check square. Let's just test this.
Let's just test this.
Okay.
Okay.
What did it happen? 500. Internal server error.
Internal server error.
Okay, so let's just have a look at the
Okay, so
logs.
let's just have a look at the logs.
So there's internal server error.
So there's internal server error.
Maybe on,
Maybe
could be on either end.
Could be on either end.
So I'm just going to check the log.
So I'm just going to check the log.
Is the Tomcat
Is the Tomcat log?
Okay, I don't think that's it.
Okay, I don't think that's it.
No, it's not. Oh, here we go.
It's not. Oh, here we go.
Cannot detect the WSDL version of the file.
Still version of the file.
No, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
Oh no, it's different. That's fine.
Oh no, it's different. That's fine.
Okay, what we can do.
Okay, what we can do.
We're coming up to
we're
the
coming
end
up
of
to
the meeting. I've got the web services
I've got the web
for the
services,
SMS and the
SMS and
MOI.
the,
I
MOI.
can take a further look
I
into
can
it and
take a further
debug
look
those to,
into
and
it
get
and
them
debug
to work.
those to get
Just
them
to see
to
what
work.
any of the issues are in
Just to
terms
see
of
what any
authentication.
issues are in terms of authentication.
And then I can get those set up.
And then I can
And
get
then
those
on
set
our
up.
meeting on
And
Monday
then on our meeting
and
on
Tuesday,
Monday
we can
and
integrate those
Tuesday,
into
we
the
can
process.
integrate those into the process.
And I can show you how to do that.
And I can show you how to do that.
And then continue building this out.
And then continue building this out. Okay.
Is there any questions from what you've seen?
Questions from what you've seen?
What we've built out today in terms of the process, the database, the record, the forms. Is there anything that you would like to ask? Just the next 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes, We asked you about if you want to add a column to the database that's used two values from different columns.
Two values from different.
We want to,
you want to merge?
like.
You want to merge?
Yes, something like that.
Okay. So what you could and so can you give me an example of use case?
Use case.
For example, if we have like two, for example, I have two numeric columns. I want to create another new column that's sum up the two columns.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
so for example, in your list, so here's my record type. You may decide on your view, where is it? Record list. Let's add a column. And for example, let's do national ID and license year. I think, or
Yes,
okay. Oh, not two columns. So combined. It's called combined ID, for example. Okay, and then you can add the component. Text. And then here, what you can say is for your value, you can edit as an expression. And you can say here, for example, concat RF, the license ID or national ID, and then RF, was it year? License year, for example. And by doing that, you can then merge different types of data together to have combination of fields. Or if you want, you could also have rich text in here and icons, or pictures, images, depending on what you want to do. Okay. So I can save that. And then once it's saved, it's then visible on the record list. Any other questions before we wrap up for today's session?
Okay, Mr. Ben, for the web services, do you need any information from us? Are you facing any problem?
Yeah, what I will do, I will test them on a SOAP UI and just make sure I've got all the connection information. If I have any further keys or bits of data I need, I'll send an email and ask for that, okay? I'll do that in the next hour.
Okay.
And then once I've got those set up, then it'll be a lot easier for me to show you how to integrate those and then use them in the process and in the forms. And we can do that on Monday morning.
For the workflow, are we going to complete it to the end, or are we gonna stop here?
No, we'll stop here for today's session. So we've got up to the point of the license approval. So what we will do on Monday, we will integrate the SMS, we'll integrate the Ministry of Information web service, and then we'll build a form out for the approval. And then I think once we've got this part built out, the rest of it is repetition, so you'll be able to take that forward.
Oh, yeah, we're repeating the same thing.
Okay?
Okay.
Mohammed, anything you'd like to add on to that?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Ben. We continue on Monday. Ladies, all is good with you? Sarah?
Yes,
كله تمام؟
it's okay.
كله تمام عندكم؟
Yeah, everything is fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Ben, thank you for your session. I really appreciate your time.
No worries. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Eastern Province team. Thank you, everybody. Okay, that's it.
Bye.
Bye.
recording ولا stop recording?